open up early and make some cool stuff. All right, I'm gonna move this forward just a little bit, and I'm actually running this propane tank down, but in the meantime I figured that I would take maybe some horseshoes and I would make some horseshoe knives. Maybe I'll make some bottle openers, just fun stuff. Why not? I've got the extra stuff to do this. But I was just in the back and I was gathering up some farrier's rasps because I've got some space over here. I wanted to go ahead and make some tomahawks, and I'll probably do that. And in the process, I found some knife blanks, some preforms. A friend of mine, James Stoneham, gave these to me in a deal when I bought his grinder. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what I ought to do? I ought to go through and see what is there. And God, it's been there for a little while, and I didn't realize that these were in there. So I'm going to take these preforms and I'm going to mid-tech them, which means I'm going to forge them out into blades. So they're still going to be forged, but I'm going to draw them out from these preforms. And then at some point I'm going to do some farrier's rasp tomahawks. But right now, I have some horseshoe sections in the forge, and I'm going to show you guys how I forge a horseshoe knife. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate that. Come in and take a little bit of curvature out of these. Don't know if these are rod, if they're mild, if they're just composite welded or what. But I'm going to take some sections of old horseshoes and forge them into some projects. And the first thing I'm doing, I'm straightening these out some. These feel a bit stiffer than what I'm used to working on as far as soft projects. It could be my anvil's a little cold, that's a factor. And my forge is just now coming up to temperature. So that has quite a bit to do with how the metal moves. Take my jacket off. Okay. Still got some clay and probably old horse manure stuck in it, so use my wire brush to clean that out. I'll end up having to change that tank sometime soon. Alright, so I've got a piece up to temperature. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw that tip out. tip. And if you guys would like to forge your own horseshoe knife, you can come to one of our locations. We're located here in St. Elmo, Illinois. And you can come in to Forge Member and you can forge your own knife. All right. Next, I'm going to hammer, I'm going to start forging my blade out. Start forging out my bevels. See how it creates that upsweep? How's everybody doing? Well, thank you, Pat. Angus, how's it going? I like the first name, by the way. Angus Young was one of my favorite guitarists. Still is. Then Charlie Starr came along and, I mean, you know, all right, here we go. Let's go ahead and form that tip again, just like that. All right. So now you can see what we've got going on. I'm going to change this up a little bit, put a little bit of a finger well in there. I like to think finger well is kind of a signature mark that we do here at Forge Memory on our horseshoe knife experience. So I have a device here that I've made. It looks like an L or a 7 or something like that. They rotate, actually, see if I can use this to rotate my stand. Okay, it ain't gonna work. There we are. Alright, so what I'm going to do, you can see how this drops down through the hardy hole. I'm going to use this to put that finger well in. When I do, I'm going to use a slightly larger hammer. See how that finger well's formed now. Sorry, not used to moving my camera there. Right. I'm just going through and I'm doing a bunch of, well, it's kind of like a pre-form. It's a fun project to make. And I'm going to set this one to the side. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put the finger well in. Now what that finger well does is it gives you a place where you're to really hold on, get a little better grip. But also what it does is it elongates that handle because we're squishing that material out. So if you got some clay or Play-Doh, you can do that. You know, if you constrict it, then it's actually going to make that piece longer. So you're drawing it out. Want to come up to temp just a little more. Once more, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And you can come check us out here at St. Elmo. We're just off Interstate 70 or Route 40. St. Elmo, Illinois. I know it's Illinois. It's not my favorite state either. There is a start of an indentation for a finger well. Now, the horseshoe knives are not high carbon steel. They're a tough steel, but relatively soft. We do a water quench on them, we don't do any tempering. It's a fun beginner project. So I want people to realize that that's a fun beginner project. Now I am going to be doing some where I take some farrier's rasp or a similar material, maybe file steel, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sandwich this on my style for the handle, having the horseshoe for the handle, and then the farrier's rasp for the blade, and I hope people like that. I've been wanting to do one for a while. I've been experimenting with that. Okay, so here's a piece. The piece I just put into the forge. projects I'm going to be working on today. I want to go through and start using up some of the horseshoes, the old ones I got. I really need to re-anchor my anvil at some point because it keeps moving around on me, so that's taking a little more time. Once more, if you haven't subscribed already, I appreciate it if you do. And we're forging horse-related items today. So using horseshoes, using farriers, rasp, all kinds of cool stuff. Any questions, put them up there. I'll see what I can answer. All right. So that is looking pretty cool to me. Curvature is a little exaggerated, so let's go back into the forge and take some of that curvature out. And here we go. Got a tip drawn out on one. All right, let's take a look here. There we go. All right, I'm going to put this one to the side, let it cool. I usually do Thursday night auctions on Facebook, so that's what I'm going to do with a lot of this stuff. It's just fun stuff I work on while people come into the shop. And then when someone wants to make a knife, they want a forging experience, I switch it up. All right. So right here, there's 4 holes on this. I'm going to start between the second and the third, and I'm just going to work this out. And you can see how that creates that curvature because I'm expanding one side. And it doesn't take long for me to forge something like this, and it makes a cool little keepsake, little novelty, although I have had people use the knives as knives. I usually sell them as letter openers. Open your email with it. What I'm going to be doing shortly after this is I'm going to put one of these in, and I'm not sure which one yet, but I'm thinking maybe that drop point freeform right there. And I'm going to stretch that out a little bit on the handle and the blade and see if I can make a cool hunting knife. All right, before I get it too thin, I'm going to do some correction to that curvature. But now I'm actually going to make a drop when I go in and forge the spine. Once more, getting the the dirt and probably manure remnants out of it. So that is some narrow material right there. I'm not quite sure what I should make out of that. You guys give me some ideas. Maybe a hook pick? I don't know. Well, it's got a lot of extra holes in it. All right, here we go. I'm going to work down the spine. Let's go ahead and put that finger well in. Now after I get that one out, we're going to put that preform in. This is a high carbon steel, and I think the first thing I should probably do is work that handle out. But before I do, there's your tip forged in. Let's try this. Mark it with the lighter hammer and greatly displace material with the heavier hammer. There's the beginning of a finger well. It's working okay. Use this hammer. See how quick it moves. Like for a narrow little blade. hammer I'm hitting too hard and bending it. But all right, there we go. There's another small horseshoe knife. Made 4 of them so far, people. What do you guys want to see made? Once more, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up using the power hammer just a little bit. We'll do some hand forging, and then we're going to go to the power hammer. Put another half a horseshoe in there. Got a whole tub of them down here. Put my bucket of water. All right. So I'm going to switch to a different set of tongs. The reason I'm doing that is so I can get a better grip on things. The high carbon steel is tougher. I've got to work it at a higher heat. I can't get it too cool or it can fracture out. And I think I'll use my handy dandy half rounder. Take some of that large swell out. You can see how that's working. A little sway back right now, but not too bad. Let's go on to the horseshoe knife while that's heating up. Too much stuff on my anvil. There we go. All right, here we go. Coming in. I'm thinking I should probably go ahead and knock these remnants of the nails out. There we go. right, liking that handle a little better. A bit small, but not too bad. Let's go ahead and get that in the drawer. Small chef's knife maybe. Stop there, but I got probably 3/16 of an inch bevel that has no bevel, so we need to put a bevel in, people. All right, once more, please like and subscribe to my channel. Having trouble talking, I had a tooth removed, and the more teeth I lose, the more southern I sound. Just cut another horseshoe in half, or rather in two. It's not a perfect half. I failed fractions myself. Okay, so we'll come in here. Start forging that bevel in. See how that tip rises up just a little bit. Ideas on this one. Might do a couple of hoof picks. So that has fairly straight back. I think that'll work. I'm going to heat that up. I'm going to let it cool 3 times. So people ask why. Well, I have a theory that in the world there's a matter of Trinity. Whether it's Rule 3, whether it is Father, Son, Holy Ghost, whatever, 3 seems to be a repetitive number, so I usually heat and cool, normalize my stuff 3 times. See what I can do here. once I get my third cycle done, I'm going to take another one of these preforms, one of these blanks, and get it in the forge. So far, let's draw out that end. We'll put a finial on it. Do a little scroll finial on this. On the end there. Right there. On this, that's not really going to harden it up any, but what it will do is it'll give me that nice dark coloration to the surface. Put that to the side to cool. And now we're going to put another farrier's rasp into the forge, start forging that handle out. Right there, there's the first farrier's rasp knife. Got another one right here that I'm sure they may all end up being kitchen knives. It's hard to tell. Starting to draw it out, really not at the pretty stage yet by any means. Another hook pick. I know holding it in front of a dark shirt don't do it a whole lot of good on sand, does it? Visibility is a factor once more. Located here in St. Illinois, just off Interstate 70. Well, hell, let's do two knives at once. should work. About the same length or similar dimensions. Then we're going to go over the power hammer. Once more, if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to this channel. I can use all the help I can get. Share it out to your friends. If you got any questions, go ahead and post them. Commenting should be on. Flatten that handle. I want to say hammer, right? The second power hammer. Got to flatten that handle out a little bit, that tang. And let's come on over here. We're going to do some power hammer work. Got just a little bit more power hammer forging to do. Then we're going to go back. We're going to forge in those bevels and probably do some more work with some horseshoes until I get some preforms done or the tomahawks. this one, I may actually leave that tang kicked up before chopping. want to do my normalization cycles here. And I'm going to go back and start forging some more horseshoe knives. Why? Because it's Sunday. It's a great time to forge horseshoe knives. The guys that look familiar may have seen me on Forging Fire Season 4, Episode 2, Deerhorn Knives. You might have seen me on Master of Arms, Season 1, Episode 1, Flintlock Axe Pistol. Made a Flintlock Axe Pistol. Kind of like that. Almost cooled down enough. It's a contributing author on Next Level Knife Making. Produce instructional DVDs, digital content, clearly YouTube, all kinds of fun stuff. Let's get back in there now. So very shortly, actually, hell, might as well start it now. I'll do 3. That seems like too many. It's also going to drop the temperature of the forge, so as I'm cycling my pieces through, I'm decreasing that temperature each time, and that should give me a reasonable grain refinement. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, it's a good time to do it. We're coming up to an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm going to probably cut this short in just a few, just so I can get on to projects a little heavier than this. And once more, guys, feel free to stop in at our location here in St. Louis, Illinois, or any of the other Forge Memory locations. Guys, have a great day. I'm going to go ahead and kill this video because, one, I drank too much water. I have to run to the bathroom. We'll catch you in a few. Later.